us. So go right ahead if you want to start explaining, Jim.
Laundry Love came to us via one of our parishioners at Trinity Episcopal Church, Ben Roberson. A lot of folks in town know old Ben. And he came to us and he was talking about this event that a friend of his was involved in up in Iowa City, Davenport, the Quad Cities. Essentially what Laundry Love is that we gather quarters and we gather laundry detergent and we do people's laundry. And through Ben that sometimes people just can't afford to get their laundry done, and it sounded kind of crazy when he first talked about it. It's like, that's silly. Everybody has clean clothes, and then as we got to talking about it, it's like everybody doesn't have clean clothes, and not everybody can afford it. And we kicked it around and kicked it around, and we came to the conclusion that it's not about how people got where they're at, because there's always a lot of discussion about that whenever you talk about doing for others. It's like, well, people need to do this and need to do that, but that's not what Laundry Love's about. It's not about how you got where you're at. We don't care. I mean, we're concerned about it, but that's not our primary concern with Laundry Love. Our primary concern is that we do what we can to help folks have clean clothes.
Excellent.
That's really the short of it.
It's the kind of thing where it falls. When you're looking at the list of priorities in somebody's life, it kind of falls to the bottom. It's like food, shelter, maybe getting to work, something like that, and then I'm sure somewhere at the bottom is clothing. And it's just like I speak to MCSA pretty often. And they say health is one of the things that falls really far to the bottom of priorities too, right behind food and shelter. So clean clothes is just as much.
Well, it's fairly easy to go to different places, the clothing shelf, clothing closets, and get free clothes, or very, very inexpensive clothes. So if I've got a pile of dirty clothes and no way to wash them, I'm going to find some clean clothes somehow. So I'm going to go to the closet and I'm going to get some new jeans. Arlene, you're itching to say something. Go ahead.
Oh yeah.
Pull that mic right over to you, Arlene.
Well, the other thing is, we have people who don't have the money and they live where there isn't any laundry facilities, and so here they are, and you send children. See how this children thing, what gets me is you can't, if you send kids to school smelling like they've wet the bed the night before, or 3 nights before, or the whole week, or you send them with dirty clothes, those kids are going to get picked on. And heaven knows we have enough kids getting picked on already.
Right.
So having clean clothes is really important. Having clean clothes to go to a job interview if you don't have a job. Having clean clothes just to make you feel like you're part of a normal society. And some of our folks, we have some elderly people that come, and of course we get to know them. Well, we get to know lots of people, but having them come, they're very grateful for clean clothes. Jim, you want to talk about socks?
I'll get the socks in just a second, but I got to talk about my favorite Laundry Love story. I've got to get this one out there.
I figured you would.
And you know which one it is. About our second or third month, there was a grandmother there with her 3 grandkids, 2 little girls and a little boy. And it was just kind of notable because these 3 little kids were just, their behavior was, I can only hope that my kids would act that way at that age. They were really right there with Grandma to help with laundry, and they had their backpacks on because they had books to read. So Grandma didn't have to say a word. They helped get everything loaded up into the wash machines. They sat down on some chairs that are there at the laundromat, and they got out their books and they started reading. Of course, I like kids a lot, so I started bantering with them and talking about their books and that kind of thing. And it was time to put the clothes into the dryer. Grandma didn't say a word. The kids got up, went over, helped put the clothes in the dryer, and they're back over. And one of the first things that caught my attention, aside from their behavior, is that the little boy looks up from his book, and there's an older lady that had come, and he got up and he says, "Please sit down, ma'am." There was no prompting. Nobody told him to do that. He says, "I have manners." So anyway, this kid and I, we got to wrestling around and talking, and carrying on and stuff, and the clothes are done. And again, Grandma didn't have to say a word. All three of them grab their own baskets and they go over to the dryers and they're pulling their stuff out. And this little guy, he grabs his Batman blanket, fleece blanket, and he buries his face in it. And he hollers to Grandma. I mean, he hollered, "Grandma, I'm so happy my blanket doesn't stink anymore." Yeah, I mean, it really got me. It does to this day. So it's a good thing. We've connected people with other agencies and other individuals. One of the ladies was having some car troubles, and she'd saved enough money to buy the parts, but she had no way of getting the parts put on, didn't know anybody that could because of whatever had happened in her life. So I hooked her up with a friend of mine that does that kind of stuff. And we just really provide a little bit more than laundry, but it's just kind of evolved. We started providing socks. The reason we started providing socks is that a couple of the volunteers said, "You know, Jim, I'm helping these people fold their laundry, but they don't have any socks." So I got with a couple of the ladies that I know that are in the social service agencies, and I said, "You know, this is what we noticed. Can you help me figure out why, and you know, what's the deal?" And she says, "When they go to the clothing closets, there are no socks there. Nobody wants to wear somebody's used socks. When you get through with a pair of socks, what do you do with them?" "Well, I throw them away." "You don't donate them?" "No, I don't donate them because nobody's going to want to wear my old socks." So I put the word out to some friends, and the next thing I know, we've got a basket full of socks, and just about every event we give away an entire basket of socks, or however many we have. We discovered there was a need for some of the older folks with diabetic socks, and they're really expensive.
Yeah.
And so we put the call out to folks, and well, so far we've done a pretty good job of, we always have room for more socks. And the socks led to, had a conversation with the folks at the pediatric dentistry down at MCSA, and I was down there one day talking with my Jubilee community kids, community center kids, and I said something to her about laundry love, and we got to talking, and the dentist from down there says, "You know, I think we can get you some toothbrushes and toothpaste if you'd like."
Wow.
So we pass out toothbrushes and toothpaste and socks, and we do laundry, and we talk and laugh and giggle, and my volunteers are just, they're a great bunch of folks. They like to fold laundry. I don't understand that one, but they like to fold it. Arlene?
Okay, I'm going to tell you about folding laundry. Okay, first of all, you need to know that not just anybody walks in and has their laundry done.
Right. That's true. It's important.
People get vouchers from like the Homeless Prevention Program, Lutheran Social Services, Public Health, those places.
Central Iowa Train.
Central Iowa Train. Okay, they give them vouchers. The voucher tells them where to go, when, because it's once a month, and which laundromat, and then the volunteers just put the quarters in. Okay, we don't do anything with their dirty laundry, but when it comes out of the dryer, if they want help and we have time, if we aren't swamped by folks, which sometimes we are, we help fold laundry. But folding laundry is one of those things where women connect, you know, or we connect with some of the men too, but you're on equal footing. There's not anybody that's them and us. It's we're together and we're doing something together. And it's a little deal that's a huge deal.
Yeah.
It touches you. I mean, and you find out stories and you find out how you really are connected, because we are all so similar, even if we look different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, this is an interesting thing, because like we mentioned before, you know, you don't really think about folks not having clean clothes. That's really that's nothing that goes through your mind. You said exactly that when you thought everybody's got clean clothes. Well, not necessarily. You know, it's hard to. I've been I should say blessed. I've had good locations where I've been able to get my laundry done pretty easily without a lot of hassle. But I imagine that if I had to travel more than 30 steps to out my door, I would that would just be trouble for me. Yeah. But But some folks, it's even harder. They may not live anywhere near a laundromat. There may not be one close by,
They don't have the money.
or they don't have the money. It could be, if you have a bunch of kids and your clothes, I imagine that's several washer loads of laundry, and that can add up very quickly. Plus running the dryers too.
The big laundry, the big washer costs $7.50 for one time.
Wow.
Now it's got several loads in it, but $7.50 is how many gallons of milk?
Yeah.
You know, another thing I want to say, because I like numbers. For the first 2 years we did this, which was 2016, 2017, we served about 1,000 people.
Wow.
Okay. Now half
Each
of
year?
yeah, each. So then you look, and half of those were kids. Okay. So you look at those kids. This year we've, what, 480? 480
About
about.
480 so far
Okay,
this year.
So 240 of those kids were 240 of those people were kids. Okay? So you think, oh well, 240 kids had a clean outfit. No. No. You have to multiply that clean outfit or that clean jacket or that clean blanket by a lot when you look at they haven't had clean clothes for 30 days.
Wow.
I mean, look at all the outfits that is. So that's, I mean, we spend a lot of money, but it's a good thing to spend money for.
Mm-hmm.
And money is really what we're here to talk about. We're kicking off what we're calling our annual fundraising event this Wednesday at Contrary Brewing. We'll be there from 6 to 8 or so. Matt, the Cat Hepker, will be performing, be singing and playing his guitar. The folks at Contrary Brewing have committed to donating $1 for every beer that they sell.
Wow.
So all you hump day humpers, I mean, it's Wednesday, it's hump day, let's go drink a cold beer and kick in some money for a really good cause. And I think it's really important to note that at this point, we haven't had any real corporate sponsorship. All the money, we spend between $400 and $500 every month doing this. We haven't really had to buy any laundry detergent or laundry supplies. A good part of that has been supplied by local businessmen and a couple of other organizations.
And volunteers.
And volunteers. The volunteers do bring stuff in if they know we're really running short on things. But most of the money that we've spent has come from that $5, $10, $15, $20 that friends of ours have kicked in. It's interesting that a guy that I went to high school with, and I went to high school back in Northern Virginia in the Alexandria area, and he connected everyone on Facebook, and I put a story on there about Laundry Love. And we received about $500 from my classmates who I haven't seen since 1972.
That's incredible.
Yeah, it was pretty, and I also got socks. We also got socks from a classmate that lives in Puerto Rico.
Wow.
Yeah, he read the article and he says, I know how to make this happen, and next thing I know, there's socks showing up. So a lady that used to live here in town, their family moved to Florida, she had socks delivered. So it's just, so far it's just been just a people-to-people thing. It hasn't, like I said, we don't have any real corporate sponsorship or anything like that. We have gotten donations from some of the banks and other corporations through like their Jeans Day programs and that kind of thing. But as far as we haven't solicited any corporate sponsorships or anything like that at this point. One of the reasons for that is that we're still using Trinity Episcopal's tax-free thing, and they keep a separate line item in the budget, and we use their accounting facilities.
Tax deductible.
Right, and we're in the process of looking at partnering with the Community Foundation, and we'll be applying to them here in the next, well, I guess it depends on how soon we get the paperwork done, but shortly.
Very shortly.
And that will make it easier for people to make donations. Folks don't like to donate to religious organizations sometimes, and whether that's right, wrong, or indifferent, it doesn't matter. We're just going to go ahead and try and partner with Community Foundation, see what we can do there.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, make sure to get folks out to your event because I think that's a big deal what you guys are doing. You don't I just keep getting caught on that fact. You don't think about it. That's not something that comes straight to mind all the time. Is some folks are dealing with the fact that they can't even have clean clothes, let alone pay for a washer or dryer to
exactly
to get it done. So
and laundry division is expensive.
Yep, it is. It is. So we really appreciate what you guys are doing, and thank you for coming and sharing. Is there anything final you guys want to add? Make sure folks know.
Yes, if you want to donate socks, we'll surely take them.
And if you can't make it to Contrary Brewing, you can mail a check to the Trinity Episcopal Church at 211 Walnut Street. Just simply mark Laundry Love or make it out to Laundry Love, and it'll get in the right account. We look forward to seeing you guys Wednesday night at Contrary Brewing, and it's a good thing, folks. It really is. If you happen to be a person that thinks that you need a voucher, please feel free to stop and talk to any of those folks at the place we talked about, MCSA's homeless prevention, public health nurses, YMCA family programs, Central Iowa Train, LSI Hopes programs. We'll be more than happy to. But yeah, it's a good thing. It really is.
Excellent.
It's a lot of fun. Thank you very much for having us.
And thank you for joining us. We really appreciate it. As always, this brought to you by Comprehensive Rehab, brought to you in part by Comprehensive Rehab. Comprehensive Rehab, help get your family the therapy that they need. Thank you to Jim Sammons and Arlene Clark Kane joining us from Laundry Love. They're running out of Trinity Episcopal Church here in Muscatine. Thank you, too, for joining us here on the show. It's been a real pleasure. This has been Moving Forward. Brought to you by MockLink. It's always Muscatine's fastest internet, and gigabit speed is coming. MockLink TV beats satellite. It includes video and music streaming. New subscribers save big, even more when you bundle. Learn more at fbw.org. I'm Jordan Davis on the voiceofmuscatine.com.